Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from around the world. Inspiration continues. As I promised that I'll be bringing inspiring personalities, living legends right in front of you, people who are inspiring many lives. And today I'm sharing this stage with one of the gentlemen who I really admire. When I got into Toastmasters fraternity for public speaking, for communication and leadership, I met with this gentleman called Vinod Raman. Let's learn about him. Who is he? Why he is in Toastmasters? Hi Vinod, how are you doing?
I'm good, thanks Amjad. How about you?
I'm doing very well, and thank you so much for your time, gracing me with this. I really appreciate for sharing your inspiring stories today with us and inspiring so many lives over there.
I hope I do.
You will, and you are doing it actually. I have a few questions to be asked.
Fire away.
Who is Vinod Raman?
The way I've been describing myself recently is I'm a Toastmaster, I'm a traveler, and I am a master procrastinator who has found in his wife the perfect antidote to himself.
Wow. So you're married?
I am.
Proud
6
married.
months.
Alright. How's life treating you now so far?
It hasn't been better, and it will keep getting better.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations. I'm very happy for you. How long been a Toastmaster, by the way?
Coming up to 8 years now.
8 years.
Yes.
Would you mind describing or explaining the difference? Who was that Vinod and who is this Vinod now?
Okay. So I first came into Toastmasters simply to network, to meet people, because I used to live in Kuwait. I used to work a government job. I was home by 2 o'clock and there wasn't much of a social life that I had. So I thought Toastmasters would be an excellent place to meet people and network. I found a club that met very close to home, and turned out there were about 3 clubs that met at the same venue. And eventually I got hooked. I got better. I met a lot of people. I came there to make contacts. I ended up making friends. Plenty who are still my friends to this date, 8 years down the line. And if you ask me what the difference is, I've become a better listener, in my opinion.
All right.
I used to believe that before the person asked me the entire question, I knew what he was going to ask and I would answer. And eventually I realized that he or she was going to ask something completely different, and I had just wasted my breath. And that has definitely helped also in my professional and personal life. So I think that would be the biggest difference for me.
That's great. Very impressive. Thank you so much. You are a DTM, Distinguished Toastmaster.
Okay.
How do you take this title with your life?
I'm not one for titles or positions. I think I was fortunate enough to be able to complete what was required for the DTM. I would much rather be able to distinguish myself by doing something that is useful, not just for myself, but also for the people around me. So if you ask me if that has changed my life at all, maybe it's given me a little more perspective on how much I can help others also try and achieve what they are looking for.
All right. Thank you. I have seen you serving as a leader. You were division directors when I joined Toastmasters recently in 2017, and then I've seen you performing on stage as well. And you are a combination of a leader and a good communicator as well. And you've been inspiring people in speaking, because you are leading by examples. I'm sure you are competing till division, if I'm not mistaken, till district, right?
Yes.
You have competed till district. That's not something which is easy for many people. How did you achieve this all? Was that something you were studying in your college, university, wherever you from, or this is what you were trained in Toastmasters?
So I used to do a little bit of public speaking when I was in high school. I did a few felicitations of some chief guests when we had the opportunities to do so, and when we had functions back in school. But then I was off stage for at least 15 years from high school until I walked into a Toastmasters meeting. Now, Toastmasters has definitely helped. If you look at the speeches that I would have done when I was back in school, it was very monotone. It was rooted to a spot. Sometimes it would sound like this, more of a poetry recitation. But with Toastmasters, I have definitely grown as a speaker. About the leadership, I guess I'd have to take feedback from people as to how I've performed. I definitely believe I have become a better person because of the people I've met and the experiences I've had in Toastmasters.
All right, great. Thank you so much. One critical or personal question,
Sure.
if you allow me to ask. In last year, I found you very active in so many clubs. Not many clubs, so many clubs. And this year, you restricted yourself to few clubs. Is there any particular reason? Would you like to share?
Sure. So I was active until about June of 2018, which is when I had completed my term as division director. And after that, I decided to take a bit of a sabbatical to focus primarily on work as well as my personal life. I wanted to get married as well. And one of the things that I realized was taking a fair bit of my time was Toastmasters. So I took a step back. And also, after about 7 years and a whole year at the division director role, there was a fair bit of burnout as well. So before I started disliking the concept of Toastmasters, I wanted to take a back step, just refresh, recharge, and come back. I came back a married man.
All right,
and I did, like you said, I was completely MIA. Yes, I was there during the contests. A few of them I attended because there's plenty of people that I love to watch on stage, yourself included. And now that everything's sorted in the life, I've got a good work-life balance as well. Now it's time to come back and start enjoying what I love doing for so many years.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you so much. As per my information, as per my observation, a lot of people admire you. The way you speak, the way you carry yourself, the way you keep yourself humble, and I mean it. Do you know these all qualities you own?
Do I know that I have these
Be honest.
qualities?
Be honest.
I would like to believe, yes, that I warrant such compliments, and yes, I do try and make sure that I stay rooted. You asked me about the achievements, you asked me about having made it to DTAC in the past. I couldn't have done it on my own. I've stood on the shoulders of giants, and there are plenty of them over the years, from when I started to even today. There are definitely a lot of people I go back to, probably the number one being right now my wife, because she will call me out on anything. There are a few others who prefer not to maybe hurt my sentiments, but my wife is not one of them, and I love her for that even more. She will bring the best out of me.
Very happy for you. I've heard from many people, in fact champion speakers, who are nominating yourself, are routing people to yourself for better advices in humorous speeches, our international speeches, our table topic sessions and all. Can you share some tips to the people who cannot reach out to you, but they can get some tips from you, how they can prepare themselves to hold themselves and keep themselves on stage?
When it comes to table topics, I'm absolutely rubbish at it. So if somebody comes and asks me for feedback on a table topic, I say I'm not the right person. That's the best feedback I can give you. If it comes to humorous, and if it comes especially to international, what I would tell them is when you have a message that comes straight from the heart, you will have all the conviction and passion that you want to say. One of the things I'm very guilty of when it comes to especially international speeches is I go more for the script, for diction, and I lose out on the message that actually can be delivered. So which is something I always try and tell people that I have the privilege of working with on their speech journeys. When it comes to humor, there's a lot of little tips and tricks and nuances that I can do. If anybody's interested, I have a PowerPoint presentation that I can give. I can always walk them through what I think they can do when it comes to humor. Most often I tell them, first write your speech without the humor and then put the humor in it, so that you know exactly what your message or what you're trying to say is, your core idea that you're trying to deliver, and then you can find a way. When quite often it might just be twisting around a sentence that you've already said in a slightly different way, and you can bring humor out of it.
Wordplay.
Wordplay, yes, I love wordplay. Actually, it's one of my go-to things when it comes to a humor speech. And what I tell everybody is, you all have a funny bone. Just find it.
All right, cool. Why someone should join Toastmasters? I'm limiting myself to Toastmasters because you are one of the icons in Toastmasters people seriously look up to. That's the reason I'm limiting my conversation just to Toastmasters, so we can benefit the society. That's the whole idea. Why
should someone come to Toastmasters?
Yes, please.
There's a lot of reasons that you can come to Toastmasters for. Primarily to network, because you have people from all walks of life in this organization. So it's a lovely place to meet people if you're looking to expand your personal business, if you're looking for a job, if you're looking just to meet people and have fun. Toastmasters is a wonderful place for it. The financial investment is very minimal for what you get out of it. Becoming a better speaker, a better leader at literally no cost at all. It doesn't get easier than Toastmasters.
Being a champion speaker, I would say, what advice would you like to give it to the people who are aspiring world champions, are champion speakers till the DTEC, are club level, area artist, division level? What would you have for them?
I would say speak from the heart. I'm very guilty of one aspect, and I keep telling this. I'm not very shy about saying this. I don't feel ashamed at all about saying this. I never participate. I only compete. And sometimes that means I take things a little too seriously, and I don't enjoy the experience. I'm drained at the end of a contest season. I've only competed twice, and the last time was 2015.
Would you mind elaborating?
So let's put it this way. Because I'm that competitive, when it was the contest season back in 2015, once I won at club level, I went and visited every club in my area to find out who my competition would be at the next. When I won at area level, I went to every area in the division to find out who would be my competition at division level. And once I qualified for district, I did visit as many divisions as possible, physically possible, that were in the country. And this, unfortunately, this was also the time that I brought my parents here for a 3-month visit. It was the first time I was bringing them here. I grew up here, but then after I started working, it was the first time. And literally every weekend I was at a Toastmasters contest. I feel horrible about it, and I will make sure that I will never do that again.
All right.
I'm planning to bring them again in January, and I've decided no competing this year. So what I would say is, don't take it too seriously. Enjoy the experience, because you will learn so much from it. And if the results don't go your way, don't feel upset about it. Walk up to someone whose feedback you think you can would like to get, and ask them what you could have done differently that would have helped you. And you might find that the answer is, you didn't do anything wrong. You did everything that you could. It's just on this day, the judges connected better with the other speaker, and that's the only reason that the results didn't go your way.
All right. What next?
In Toastmasters or in life?
You can consider in general, yeah.
Okay. Right now it is focusing on my family, which right now is only Lavanya, and also on work. Toastmasters will be a passion. I won't take it as seriously. I am not planning on pursuing leadership anytime soon, maybe not ever. For now, I think I've gained as much as I want to out of the organization. It will remain a passion, primarily because of the people. But my primary focus is on my family and my work. And travel, of course. I love traveling.
Me too.
Yeah, I know that. Yes.
All right, great. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Distinguished Toastmaster Vinod Raman. It was pleasure having conversation.
Just Vinod Raman.
Vinod Raman. A lot of people know that Vinod Raman is quite younger than me, but he is one of my inspirations, and I really mean it. And I admire this gentleman, the way he speaks, and I would love to spend more time with him. Inspiration continues, ladies and gentlemen. For more inspiring stories, more success stories, keep in touch. Finally, don't forget to take care of yourself. Take care.
Amjad Ali, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.